All right. Well, I've got way too many slides here to go through, but some of those, about 2/3 of the slides are uh, screenshots of a demo I did yesterday. So it's not going to be a live demo, but it'll be a kind of a simulated demo. Just trying to cover as much for you guys as possible. So this is Transform JDE with Oracle Cloud EPM. I'm going to try to just touch on different elements I think are valuable to JDE customers. If you happen to be in the room and you're not a JDE customer, but you're a PeopleSoft or EBS customer, this generally applies to all of those types of customers. All right, so just from an introduction perspective, I'm de-novo's EVP of Consulting and Delivery. I've been in the Oracle space my entire professional career. I am certified in the EPM space. I've led multiple Hyperion teams and done lots of presentations like this on EPM topics. My Hyperion and EPM experience kind of started about 18 years ago. So prior to the cloud, with all the on-prem customers interfacing to Hyperion and S-Base. Before we get going, though, I know there's only a few folks here. How many folks have ever used Hyperion? Or actually, anybody here have Oracle EPM Cloud? Just purchased it. Perfect. And you're a JDE customer. Okay. Anybody else have Hyperion or S-Base? Oh, so you're implementing it now. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay. You're implementing OneStream. Okay. All right. So we're shopping. All right. So I guess I don't need to sell the idea of Oracle EPM to JDE customers, but ultimately, what we're focused in on the fact that Oracle EPM is a tremendous complement to your ERP system. If it's Oracle Cloud ERP, if it's JDE, if it's PeopleSoft, or EBS. So we're really focused, targeting some of the functionality that could be extended, by those applications. This is a little bit of a kind of a way that you can add some value to your JDE or EBS or PeopleSoft investment, with maybe a progression towards a cloud migration at some point. But one of those is enriching your business operations with things like planning or financial consolidation, things that JDE may not be great at, and that you probably are using spreadsheets, or you could be using other systems, other budgeting systems, a OneStream, an Anaplan, those types of solutions. So over the last 4 or 5 months, we had queried our customer base, our on-premise, JDE customer base, and just asked them, what are some of those challenges? Why would Oracle EPM Cloud be beneficial? And they didn't know what the solution was, but these were their responses to some of their challenges. But it's, reporting needs to be easier. Consolidations are painful. It's not very well connected. Some of the forecasting functionality and planning functionality in JDE is newer, and a lot of customers did not take that up when it was rolled out. So anyway, just wanted to provide a little bit of a background on the EPM suite itself. You might have seen pictures like this before, but it is a fully connected application. So from a planning perspective, which you start on the right, that's what most people point to EPM for planning purposes, as the kind of the cloud version of Hyperion planning. Close with confidence at the bottom. So connected planning, closing with confidence. Some folks might have had HFM in the past. But when Oracle took HFM and wanted to move that functionality to the cloud, they re-architected it all. So this is all on one a single platform. So if you have skills in planning and want to write rules in planning, those same skills apply to financial consolidation and close. Same reporting capabilities as well. So that's nice. We'll go over some of the analytics. There's a lot of AI embedded. EPM has been kind of the driver of predictive planning and some of the AI capabilities for Oracle over the last decade, and that's certainly more and more. And then the top part is enterprise data. So if you have Oracle EPM, you have a snippet of EDM, Enterprise Data Management. I'm not really covering that on this presentation, but it does allow for an easier maintenance and management of your hierarchies across applications. If you had hierarchies in Oracle GL or hierarchies in other systems and you want to map those hierarchies into planning or into financial consolidation, it's a really nifty tool to do for that, to leverage for that. This is a little bit of a sales slide around how the role of finance has changed and how it's continuing to change. AI will continue to make have significant impact on all of us, but also within the finance group. But there's a little bit of a kind of reimagining of the finance tasks and activities. A lot of it is about having it all connected. So everything across the platform connected, and our focus on an EPM perspective, no matter what the ERP is, let's have it as integrated as possible, right? So you don't have to worry about pushing data around. Let's integrate it with JDE. Let's integrate it with whatever your ERP is. With that data, you're going to be able to make better decisions. And then for years and years now, our focus has been automating activities, and Oracle has continued to embed capabilities to automate, not just automating simple tasks, but automating rules, getting to a point of financial consolidations, essentially ongoing. So not once a month or not once a day or once a week, but just continuous close is the focus there. If you haven't seen a demo with Oracle EPM or some of the other Oracle Cloud solutions, the digital assistant is really, really fun to leverage in EPM or any of the Oracle Cloud applications. I don't have that as part of my demo, but certainly a way to add some value and push some new functionality out to end users to help answer questions along the consolidation and close process around the planning process. All right, I'm only going to point out a couple of these, but Oracle does an EPM survey, I believe every other year, and this is from the most recent one, just from customers that have deployed EPM and what some of those benefits are. So as some of you that are new customers, I think this was several of these probably align with some of your goals, right? It's increasing adoption. It's improving reporting accuracy. It's reducing days and time spent on planning, reducing days for close. All of the things that you want to focus in on to free up the finance group, the planning folks, the accountants that are doing closes. And those activities free up their time from some of the mundane, manual, laborious activities to focus in on some high value activities within those groups. I put this in here as well because just a couple months ago, Oracle EPM Cloud turned 10. So it's, again, some of you already picked Oracle EPM Cloud, but it's been out there a long time. And those early years, we really, from a partner perspective, we focused on making sure it was scalable, giving feedback to Oracle. Oracle made tons and tons of improvements for scale and reliability, and there's over 7,000 customers on it. So it's definitely a solution that's proven, and those monthly updates are minimal as Oracle rolls them out, and we've just seen a ton of success with customers taking those updates. All right, I already talked a little bit about this. I'm going to kind of fly through it since most of you have already focused in on Oracle EPM. It's been a leader in the market forever, ever since Gartner created the Magic Quadrant for planning and budgeting. So this is a little bit about the evolution of the planning methods. And I think a lot of us had been on the manual and driver-based planning methods for quite some time, then a little bit more on the statistical over the last 10 years, maybe plus, and simulations as well. And now Oracle has provided capabilities with machine learning and predictive analysis. So, it's certainly a focus so that there's more and more options for customers to make that transition from the methods that they're using today to the methods that are available within the application. Just, how to connect and automate the entire planning process. I have some screenshots. This is the kind of the standard stuff. But there is embedded capabilities within EPM for profitability, what used to be called profitability and cost management. And for the most part, those are cost allocations that allow you to do profitability analysis. And there's some great traceability capabilities there, or traceability features as well around that. So if you do have complex cost allocations that you want, that you do in some, either manually or some other system today, that is a feature available within EPM. I'm going to kind of click through some of these, but these are just some of the challenges people have before implementing Cloud EPM. And these are some of the positive, or these are some of the customer feedback items around EPM. I think the main thing that we've seen with Oracle EPM customers is the fact that we can get it fully integrated and as many of those rules automated as possible. Those two steps alone, instead of sending data back and forth through files for a budget or managing a budget process outside of a system, those two steps alone are really going to improve things drastically. All right. So here are some kind of screenshots of a demo I did the other day. This is, if you haven't seen Oracle EPM, this is, if you log in, one of the main landing pages. This is the home page with different elements available to you. All of this is configurable as to which options an end user would have. This end user is a business manager or a finance manager within this group. I don't think this projector's got a high resolution, but it just kind of spinning through the long range plan options. What I kind of wanted behind the scenes on long range planning, that's where you've got a lot of the ML capabilities that you can enable and designate what kind of Monte Carlo simulations that you'd like. And that's all kind of behind the scenes. But it allows you to create different scenarios for your long-range plan. Think of upside and downside scenarios, but your base scenario, your actuals, and your forecast. So you can use those different account groups and those different scenarios to compile a long-range plan. If you kind of see at the bottom, this is your kind of working income statement. In this case, I've selected my upside case or my upside scenario for that long-range plan. So as you're working on these long-range plans, you can also be looking at the income statement. You can be looking at, this is just a gross profit analysis report. You could be looking at, I guess I'm back to the income statement. And then I've actually shifted over back to the long-range plan. But the long-range plan and the forecasting, the predictive modeling is where most people are taking advantage of machine learning and the AI capabilities of EPM as much as possible. I think I'm actually, what I was doing was going backwards on accident. All right, that's gross profit. So for that long range plan, I can set some revenue targets. Over there, you see a couple different menu options on doing that. As part of that long range plan, I can have compensation plans. This is just kind of a small department, sales department with 17, a head count of 17, but working through both the operational plan or the operational plan, but the compensation plan, the capital expenditure plan, and then projects as well. All right. These are a couple screenshots around profitability and cost management elements of EPM planning. So if you do want, this is actually a dashboard on profit margin, but this resolution does not show all of the lines going from left to right. But what it's supposed to look like here is, what you're tracing the costs over here to the allocation to the different groups on the right hand side. I just, for some reason, the resolution on this projector isn't great there. But what that allows you to do is, I think most folks, when you're putting together your numbers and your cost allocations, you have standard allocations on square footage or head count. And then once those costs are allocated, people have a difficult time explaining, why did I get the $1,000 of this cost? And why did I get the 10,000? And it can be available to those managers to actually connect the dots to find out where it came from. So it's a lot prettier on a higher resolution projection than this, but you have this in the handout as well. All right, consolidation. I know Rich Wilkie, Oracle has a lot of the EPM product management team here this week. Rich Wilkie's doing a presentation right now. He oversees financial close. He's doing a presentation right now. El Marciante is also doing multiple presentations on EPM. So they're great resources to connect with if you are wanting to implement EPM. Certainly, they know these products like the back of their hands. This is financial close. This is very, very different as well from what it was 10 or 15 years ago from a process perspective. So the main things on financial close that we see is what people are doing today is just using the functionality within an ERP to help those steps along. And there's typically some kind of a close manager. There's typically some type of account reconciliation capabilities. But the close can be cumbersome, right? So it's how do we cut that down? How do we make it faster? How do we make it more automated? Oracle EPM talks about a continuous close, right? So instead of it being a point in time, just let it keep going from a rules perspective as well. Account reconciliation is embedded. Not everybody does it as part of the close, but as part of a mandated step of the close. But you can use account reconciliation to facilitate a close outside of your ERP. So think of situations that are more complex or high volume. Those are the ones that I would transition and try to leverage account reconciliation for. There's a concept of transaction matching, which you can learn. So some of those account reconciliations that are not obvious, and you've got some knowledge within your team on how to do it, the AI and the transaction matching can help facilitate that, learn, and then automate it ongoing. Again, some challenges there. Manual entry is probably the biggest one. Spreadsheets, and the reliance on spreadsheets as well. All right. So these were some of the benefits people saw: reducing the number of days, less complex close, saving time. So I think everybody would focus on those as key objectives on deploying something like Oracle EPM Cloud for financial close. Again, ease of use, account reconciliation, embedded, cost savings in those steps. All right, so here's some of those screenshots as well. Same home page, because this user, Carrie, has access to both planning and financial close. We'll click into financial close, but this is the close status. So lots of folks have a spreadsheet. These are the 17 things or 117 things that the team needs to do in order to do a financial close, right? Take those steps, put it into the system, assign those, and then this is, you might refer to this as a Gantt view of the tasks for EPM, the close process. And this gives you visibility to that. Again, you're missing some of the resolution or some of the image here just from a resolution perspective. But this gives you a great view of the close manager or close status. So, whoever's on this one, what are some of the dependencies along the way? There's also a dashboard, a compliance dashboard that shows that Carrie is behind, right? But Robert's ahead, and there's nothing outstanding here for Anita or Casey. So some great visuals from a close perspective to help facilitate the close, and this is all embedded in part of that system or that module. So when you're doing consolidations, in this case, this is just representing that Carrie had posted some journal entries that need to be consolidated. So this is kind of a consolidation view. You see system changed and whether or not it's been impacted, whether or not there's any data. So you can have consolidations run ongoing. You can also choose to consolidate after a change. So you could choose to execute that. The consolidation would run. This is actually showing the balance sheet from a multi-GAAP view. So the first column is local GAAP, the adjustments, and then the IFRS view as well across the different account categories. And then lots of variance analysis. This is just an executive overview report. This is an income statement, actuals versus plan. So all the reporting that's available, plus reviewing variances. Analytics and reporting. This is kind of the last section I wanted to talk about, and that is the different types of reporting. So there's financial reporting, some of what you just saw on income statements and variance reporting. That is called Reporting Studio or financial reporting. So as customers, you'll want that skill set to create those types of reports. But SmartView is a great tool. It's an Excel add-in. It allows you to have connected activities, either reporting ad hoc activities, but you can also use SmartView as a connected planning solution and edit your budgets and plans and forecasts via Excel. Here's just kind of a step from a simple operating expense form in planning, clicking on open in SmartView, and then that same form in SmartView. This is a live connection in SmartView. So if you were to edit any elements of that you were allowed to edit in this part of the plan, you could then hit save and submit data, and all of the rules of validations would be executed as part of that submit to the live planning application. You could also use it in an ad hoc mode and drill in and out of different columns and years, as well as accounts, and roll up along the way. This is just expanding out a couple of those columns from year to quarter to period, and you can do all of that live, just like you would slice and dice in the system. You could slice and dice within SmartView. And then the last part of reporting is narrative reporting. So on the public sector side, people use it for consolidated financial reports or budget books. On the commercial side, you might be using it for financial consolidated reports, financials as well. You can use it for management reporting. People could use narrative reporting for just about anything. And what it does is, this is just clicking into narrative reporting. It lets you set up report packages that have almost like, this looks like a table of contents, but by section of that report, and it could be all types of reports, you assign work to different resources. And those resources can work on those different sections and then ask for that to be completed and reviewed and contributing to different narrative reports. So think of the narrative report as the combination of data and narrative, right? So you write a monthly report. It could be a PowerPoint. You might do a consolidation report or a budget report that you need to put narrative around those financials or around those budgets. And you can do that in narrative reporting. You can have commentary. So there's dialogue between end users or contributors and authors and reviewers, and people can act on those. But it's a really, really fun way, a fun tool within EPM to put those combined data and narrative content together. And then you finalize it and you have a combined PDF or PowerPoint content as well. So just to wrap up in the last minute here, there's a really, you've already, I think most people in the room made decisions already, but this is a really good article about what some executives talk about their use of EPM. I think for some of you, just the digital transformation and the adoption and number 4 around AI, the AI features and pushing those are typically not requirements when you're making a system selection, but those are features that you're going to want to adopt along the way. Here's some links as well. Last but not least, from a de novo perspective, we have some offerings that help get customers that choose Oracle EPM Cloud onboarded onto that system pretty quickly. Our focus is just working with you on what that targeted scope is with a accelerated timeline to help you get onboarded onto EPM Cloud in planning and financial consolidation, account reconciliation. We also focus on narrative reporting and EDM and other areas as well. But if you need assistance from that perspective, absolutely let us know. And that's just a little bit around de novo. That's in the handout as well. We've been in the JDE space for over 20 years, and the Oracle Cloud space as well, and EPM Cloud space as well. So that transition and integrating Oracle EPM with JDE is expertise that we can bring and help you guys out with. All right. and it's 10:45. So I plowed through that content pretty quickly, but any questions? Yeah. Well, the good part about SmartView is it's Excel. So most finance folks are experts in Excel, and accounting folks are experts in Excel. So we do have some customers that use SmartView almost entirely for their reporting. And then narrative reporting is also very simple. It's essentially based upon incorporating reports, incorporating SmartView reports, and then kind of my, yeah. Correct. So I did not really go into SmartView being all of Microsoft Office, but it is. So you could have a Word document that is linked using SmartView, the SmartView connector. So you can bring in data from EPM into Word, into PowerPoint, into Excel. Your tasks in EPM, you saw the task list from EPM, the close manager part. Those tasks can be in Outlook as well. So it's a fully connected add-in for Microsoft Office. The other reporting is the reporting studio or web reporting. That's a little bit more. I mean, you don't have to be that technical to do it, and we would typically enable our customers with a starting set of reports and templates, examples that they would then, if they want to, continue to do additional reporting, they would leverage those as starting points. But it is a little bit more technical. Most of our end users can do it. Yeah. Yeah, those monthly reports that you just knock out and cut and paste in. The SmartView piece is great, and the narrative reporting piece on top of that is also great. Anything else? All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.